Hey, what's up guys? Rosario here. Here's the TLDW. I think Exro is undervalued and could hit $18 per share. Buy it now and maybe you can 6x your investment. Still here? Okay, great. That means you probably want to know more. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the basics of the company, who they are, what they do, and why I think they could be worth so much more than they are today. If you've been following the Exro saga and just want to know how I got my valuation, skip to this timestamp. Before we get started, I need to insert a few disclaimers, so here we go. This is a baseline valuation with conservative numbers. Please critique my numbers if you think they're off. The link is in the description below. I want feedback on this, so please tear it apart and tell me how and why I'm wrong. Second, I'm not a financial professional, so please don't sue me, bro. Investing in stocks is risky. Understand the risks involved when you do. Third, of course, to date, Exro has no revenue, so this is a risky play. That goes without saying. However, the technology is sound and the patents are there. All that remains is determining whether the technology will be the winner in the EV space. Lastly, Exro's founder is my father-in-law, but I don't have access to any inside information. Everything I know is publicly available and accessible, and I've put links down below in the description if you want to take a look. Okay, so now that we've got all the hashtag please don't sue me bro out of the way, here we go. If I'm right, this stock will 6x once people realize how valuable the technology is, and it could go much higher. Exro is a technology company that has patented a technology that is called a coil driver. The company believes that this technology can greatly improve efficiency, speed, and torque for any electric motor at varying speeds and loads. This is really important because range and towing capacity are two of the major factors holding back many new purchasers from buying electric cars. Exro has started off by partnering with several small to medium-sized producers of electric motors and electric vehicles in different categories, including e-bikes, electric boats, electric utility vehicles, and of course, electric cars. Exro has said that they are using these partnerships to demonstrate the commercial viability and real-world performance of their coil driver technology. Exro's CEO, Sue Ozdemir, has experience as the CEO of GE's Small Industrial Motors division, so she's very familiar with the electric motor space. Her experience has likely helped Exro to form these partnerships without having to give up exclusivity agreements for their technology. Exro went public on the Toronto Stock Exchange in the venture division in 2020, and their stock has seen a huge surge up to over $567 US per share, falling back down to as low as $245, but recently recovering to over $3.27 as of this video. The reason for that fall is primarily a report by Mariner Research, a hedge fund whose claim to fame are essentially short selling reports. There are a number of other videos out there that address the validity and substantiveness of their report. However, I think it's clear from Exro's quick rebound and their response to the media after the report that most, if not all, of the claims that Mariner made were completely unsubstantiated. Okay, now that we've talked a bit about the company, I want to turn our attention to their valuation. I think Exro is undervalued. It's currently trading around $325 US per share, and there's a strong case that Exro could be easily worth $18. There's a number of reasons for this, and I'm going to walk you through each of those reasons. But first, a plug. I'm not sponsored by Wealthsimple, but to my knowledge, it's the easiest way to trade stocks in Canada. You can buy and sell stocks with no commissions on your iPhone or on your computer. It's crazy easy, and I use it for the majority of my trades. Use the link below in the description to get 10 Canadian dollars absolutely free when you deposit $100 in a trading account. That's right, get one Viola Desmond absolutely free when you sign up to trade. You could actually buy 2 shares of Exro with that right now. Now that we have that over with, we can talk about why Exro's share price is going to 6x in the coming months. Here's a quick overview. Point 1. My valuation indicated massive upside for Exro, and the market is still pricing Exro at a discount. Exro has little debt and lots of capital, and they're in the perfect industry. Essentially, they're a value growth stock. Point 2. Even with a tiny profit margin, similar to other power electronics suppliers, Exro could grab a tiny chunk of an enormous pie in the electric vehicle industry. Point 3. Exro's team and technology make them a real player, as opposed to some of the big name SPACs in the EV space. I'm talking about Nikola here. So how do we value a company with no revenue yet? Simple. We project their sales and their costs until the end of time, and then discount those future cash flows using a discount rate that factors in the risk of the company, how much you can make in other investments, and the risk-free interest rate. Okay, so maybe it's not so simple, but where do we start? Well, we can start with what we know is likely going to happen. That is the transition of the world's gas-powered cars to electric cars. The transition to EVs is virtually guaranteed, with government mandates appearing all over the world to transition new sales to 100% electric by 2030 in many places. I actually think this would happen just as fast without the mandates, but that's a topic for another conversation. But why would Exro grow along with the EV industry? Well, now we come to our first major assumption. That is that Exro's technology is important to the success of the EV industry. That's a big claim. Why do I think that's true, or even likely? Well, it's because Exro has patented technologies that I think will disrupt the EV industry, and any automaker that wants to be competitive will have to adopt it or invent something to get around it, which I think will be very difficult. Here's the crux. Efficiency is key in electric vehicles, and Exro's smart coil driver is a game changer. It's not well known because no one is even thinking about this right now. Companies are too busy trying to invent new battery technologies, and the best that they can come up with is a 56% improvement in range over the next 5 years by changing the shape, cell chemistry, and manufacturing of the batteries. Anyone who has driven a Tesla in winter knows that EVs struggle with range under extreme conditions. Driving at high or low speeds or while towing something can drastically reduce the distance you can travel. The issue is that the efficiency of the electric motor varies wildly by speed. Look at this chart of Tesla's latest motor efficiency at various speeds. It changes a lot. Teslas only have one so-called operating gear. Basically, they have a single speed transmission. Tesla does this to save weight and space for batteries. Transmissions are heavy. This is where Exro comes in. Their coil driver tech is like a digital gearbox for electric cars. It will allow EV manufacturers to optimize the efficiency of their motors at more than just one rated speed. There's actually a paper released by FRC, Fundamental Research Corp, that covers a bit of how Exro's technology can create multiple torque profiles to enable higher torque and efficiency at multiple speeds. I've linked that paper down in the description below, but I encourage you to check it out. So if this report is to be believed, this technology is fundamental to the electric car of the future. Okay, here's a quick summary of why we think Exro will grow with the EV market. 1. The speed, torque, and efficiency curves are key for increasing EV range in consumer and commercial vehicles. 2. Battery technology is important, but it's already covered by Tesla and many other companies and has real physical limitations that may not be overcome for decades. 3. What is often ignored is the varying efficiency of electric motors at different speeds and loads. This is key for carrying heavy loads like moving equipment and for regular highway and city driving to extend range. So given the assumption that we just spoke about, we can value Exro at whatever penetration of the EV market that we think is reasonable. So the electric vehicle industry is currently growing at a massive 80% compound annual growth rate. However, for my calculations, I've used a more conservative 47% estimation, flattening to a paltry 7% after 2030. I've used an S-curve to simulate the growth in production capacity and adoption of their tech. I've also used the power electronics industry average of 3.5% net margin and a net revenue per unit of 3% of the production cost to estimate Exro's cash flow as they grow. I did look into e-bikes as well and have factored Exro's growth in this space, but it's a small figure compared to the massive electric car space. Finally, using publicly available information, I calculated a discount rate for Exro, or cost of capital, of about 16%. This is higher than for other companies in the industry and for other investment opportunities. This makes sense given the risk of a new technology and the volatility that their share price has seen over the past year. The valuation will change as more information arrives, but this uncertainty is already priced in with the high discount rate. Check out my valuation linked in the description below if you want more details. So what's the number? $18 US per share. That's right, I mentioned this before. If Exro can get to 25% market share by 2040, they'll be worth at least $18 US per share. That's an easy 6x stock. This number could be as high as $35 per share, depending on profit margin and market share. I hope you're salivating a little bit right now, because I sure am. Of course, there are some key challenges that Exro faces to get to this valuation. The first challenge is that scaling manufacturing is incredibly difficult. As Elon says, it's between 1,000% and 10,000% more difficult to do large-scale manufacturing of a product than to create a prototype. Yikes! How's Exro gonna do this? Well, there's an easy solution here. Exro will be the intellectual property provider. License their tech, and this makes them an excellent candidate to be bought out by a major auto manufacturer who wants to acquire their technology. The second big challenge that I can see is that Exro has no revenue. How can I buy a company with no revenue? Here's how. Search for exro.v on Wealthsimple and click buy. In all seriousness, I think it comes down to knowing the company's history and understanding their ability to execute. EXRO has a lot of great partnerships. Their current partnerships will prove the viability of the technology and allow EXRO to validate their claims and sell to many partners. EXRO has purposefully delayed signing exclusivity agreements with manufacturers to fully validate their tech. This shows confidence in the technology and an understanding that it could be a key competitive advantage for any manufacturer. It also shows that management is in it for the long run and isn't just trying to pawn the tech off at the first opportunity. Raising $30 million in equity is no small feat. The company has attracted many partners, and these partners would not bother wasting their time if the technology didn't show incredible potential. As Kathy Wood says, we are in the midst of a great transformation where the winner will take most in many evolving industries. EXRO has patented and developed technology that could be a key competitive advantage for any electric car maker that adopts it. If they are right about the potential for this tech, they will take a lot of this industry. If EXRO's technology spreads and eventually has a 25 to 50% market penetration in the EV space, their stock price may go to the moon. For now, I'm setting $18 US as my price target and will be buying until they hit that target or until I get some new information that changes the outcome. Of course, the results of this valuation will definitely change over time as more information becomes available, so I'm going to keep watching for new info. And I'm counting on you all to hold me accountable by calling me out in the comments. I'm confident that once EXRO shows the viability of their technology in cars, that their share price will skyrocket. If you wait until this happens though, it may be too late to get in. Stay tuned for more updates on this stock and others. I'm continuing to buy in now because EXRO could easily hit $10 before the end of the year. The validation of their technology in electric cars is well underway, with some preliminary results due to be released in early Q3 of this year, 2021. And a positive result will almost certainly spike their share price. Now, I know you know at least one other person who wants to 6x their money. If you do, and you found this video helpful, please share this video with that friend. Every share helps grow the channel and get this information to more eyes. In my opinion, the best way to learn and grow is to share your knowledge with others and get their feedback. Please help grow this channel and help grow your knowledge at the same time by sharing this video. For now, thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next one. Peace.